my name is Steve Lampin. I'm the Multimedia Technology Manager for Belden. I'm also the Product Line Manager for Belden for the AV products, the professional audio and video products. And I'm really quite amazed about our new connector line. I'm an ex-installer, ex-broadcast engineer, and when I look at compression connectors, I think cheap, I think junk, and most people do too. But when I saw the lab tests for these, it just absolutely blew me away. These are on a par, as good or better than any connector out there. And when it comes to things like pull tension, it actually blows away most other connectors in terms of the reliability and the ability to withstand installation. So I would strongly urge anybody who's ever cut off compression connectors as one of their options to try it again, at least give it a try. When we look at compression connectors versus other BNCs, the one interesting thing is the fact that broadcasters really need something they can rely on, that consistency and quality are really number one and two. If you don't have consistency, it doesn't matter what the quality is. If you don't have quality, it doesn't matter what the price is. And so the point is, you really want something that absolutely works, and you don't have a second chance. That's the thing, that real broadcasters, real professionals, the ones that originate signals, they don't get a second chance to do this. And so when you want to put something in that really works, something like these compression connectors, you'll be amazed at the reliability of these as well.
Hi, I'm Marty Vanderbird. I'm the Director of Cable Engineering for Belden Americas. I've been with Belden about 20 years now and started with Belden in coax cable. As a matter of fact, I'm an amateur radio operator, and so I learned all about coaxial cable as a little kid when my dad told me about Belden and how great our 9913 was. I'm really happy to work for Belden, and I've enjoyed all of my time here, and I'm happy to use my expertise and my electrical engineering degree to bring you some quality products today. For many years, Belden has offered the best products in the broadcast industry for wire and cable. But we have not had the opportunity to have a connector to go on the end of that cable for the full end-to-end solution. We've relied on other partners to help us with that. So over the last year or so, Belden has been working to try to develop a suitable connector for use with our cable that would give the best end-to-end solution in the broadcast industry. In order to do that, we spent many hours of testing in our laboratory to prove the performance of that connector with our cable to give our customers the best solution possible. One of the key features of Belden product is our return loss performance. It's industry leading. In order to have great performance end-to-end solution, you need to make sure you have that same return loss characteristic and performance within the connector itself. So it's very important for us to look at that return loss from the lowest frequency all the way out through 4.5 gigahertz to ensure the best system performance for 1080p. The Society of Motion Picture and Television Engineers has a requirement of 15 dB minimum system performance for high-definition video. Belden has set a limit which exceeds the SEMP-D specification and gives our end users significant headroom in order to allow for system problems that may happen during installation of the cable. Therefore, we specify 23 dB out to 1.5 gig and 21 dB from 1.5 to 4.5 gigahertz to allow our end users to have the best system performance from our cable. When installing a connector on our cable, we wanted to ensure that we maintain this same type of system performance to have significant headroom within the system to allow for system installation situations, patch panels, and other things that are within the whole chain. So therefore, when we tested our connectors, we wanted to ensure that performance out through 4.5 gig and make sure we had significantly more than 15 dB. And in fact, we wanted to have at least 20 dB of performance to allow that headroom for our customers. When we started on our project to introduce a broadcast quality BNC connector into the industry, we wanted to make sure we had an excellent product that's out there. So we wanted to understand where our competition was at, what was already existing in the marketplace. And you can't do that by just looking at the tech sheets. You really need to test that product and understand what it does. So we provided ourselves with product from our factory with regards to the cable, and we obtained through distribution channels a minimum of 30 samples of various connectors that are already in the industry to get an excellent statistical sampling of how those products work with our cable and can understand what the return loss features look like, what the insertion loss, and what the pull strength looks like within those connectors. So we embarked upon a large statistical survey to understand how those connectors perform today.
Hi, I'm Brandon Lyons, and I work for the Belden Engineering Center as a lab technician. I've been with Belden for nearly 2 years, and I work in developing and implementing test procedures for all of Belden's cables and connector products.
So each of these contains 30
30
samples of each of the different connector types
Yep.
and all the competitors that we tested.
Yes. Using different brands of Belden high definition cable. The
So how many-
1855A, the 1694A, the 1505A. Depending with the Belden made specific connector for that cable for the best performance to test that. One of the key tests that we did for the connectors was return loss, which we did on this Agilent network analyzer that would sweep all the way out to 6 gigahertz. We did the testing out to 4.5 gigahertz, and we did 30 different samples. And each sample would be a full sweep of the cable with the connector on the end. We used 1,000 feet of cable, and we would connectorize the end of an entire reel, hook it up to the return loss, take the sweep. We would do each set of frequency ranges, with which then we would cut off the end of the sample, we would re-prep and connectorize, and go to the next sample. We do it for 30 straight samples
For each connector,
for each connector
each competitor.
of each competitor. And then we did, basically 0 to 1 gigahertz, 1 to 2 gigahertz, 2 to 3 gigahertz, and then 3 to 4.5 gigahertz. And that actually increased the resolution with each smaller amount of frequency we did. It gives you more data points per that area. So.
The industry today uses a 3-piece BNC connector. Now this is a great product and performs very well, and people are familiar with it and know how to use it. But sometimes we hear about problems with 3-piece connector where we can drop the pin or lose some of the pieces. And wouldn't it be great if we could have a single-piece connector that would allow for ease of installation and allow us to do things quicker in the industry? And so with that, Belden embarked on trying to come up with a one-piece design that would meet the stringent requirements of the broadcast industry, but yet be easy to install and work great with our cable. And we've done just that with our new one-piece connector. In addition, we have a locking feature on our one-piece connector which is available, which gives even far superior return loss and electrical performance within that cable, and the security of knowing that the connection is always made. One of the advantages of the one-piece connector is that it takes a lot of the variability out of the equation. When you're putting together a 3-piece connector, you have to put on the pin and the other pieces. Those can be done differently by different technicians or at different times or as you get tired throughout the day. With the one-piece design, the product is pre-engineered with all those spacings in there and engineered for the performance that's needed. So putting the connector on is the same every time.
Half the time. At worst, it took half the time to install a one-piece over a 3-piece connector. With the ease of doing it, plus any reworks. Cutting that out. Sometimes people don't think about how much that can affect you when you're out in the field. You go, you put it together, you put it on. Oh, no signal. What's wrong? This is wrong. One piece, right on every time, without any errors. So you can just move right from one to one.
So we've enjoyed talking to you today and telling you more about our new Belden connectors here at the Belden Engineering Center. Behind me you see our plastic mix room where we design and develop our PVCs and our colors. Here at the Engineering Center we do everything for Belden. We're vertically integrated, we draw our own copper, we make our own plastics, make our own products, and do all the testing here in the Engineering Center. And I hope you've been able to see today that we don't just talk about products, we actually design, manufacture, and test them, and we build in that quality that our customer so richly deserves. So we're happy to introduce to you our new connectors, the 3-piece connector, the one-piece connector, which has ease of installation and great mechanical performance, and great electrical performance just like 3 pieces, and raising the bar with the new one-piece locking BNC, which gives us the benefits and features of that one-piece, easy installation, easy termination, half the time to do over the 3-piece, and that mechanical strength of the locking and security, and the electrical integrity of no wiggling or movement within the connector. We really hope you enjoyed the Belden products, and we look forward to seeing you soon.